This one. Not like dying. Definitely not fun. How much you like big pepperonis? Yeah, that's between you and your God. Hungry like the Jones.
As you may have noticed if you've been in the Northeast, it is pretty cold out. To combat the creeping chill, I'll show you how to make a simple hearty brew, chili. But to give it the taste of those fair climes we all wish we were in, it's actually going to be pineapple chili, with chicken and bacon and everything else that usually goes into chili. So, if you, like me, are hungry like the Jones, let's get going.
I've most of the things laid out here, but basically half of it has already been, is just come in cans, and we'll just throw that in once the things that have to be cooked. And we'll be doing meat, and the carrots have to be boiled a little bit before we throw them in, just to get them nice and soft. You don't want anything hard inside your chili. We'll also be cooking up jalapenos, onion, and green pepper in with the meat, but we have to cook the meat before we do those, just so it all flows real nice. So, the first thing we should do then is cut up the carrots so that we can start boiling them. A lot of the things that that I'm using are already canned, so you don't have to cook them really before you cook them, but the carrots, I'm using fresh carrots, and so what you should do is boil them a little bit before you throw them in with the rest of the chili, just to make sure that they're soft enough, so you don't want anything hard in your chili. You want it nice and smooth and wonderfully chillerific. And now we've brought the water to a boil, and all you really have to do is throw these in there. And we're gonna let them sit for a while. We don't need them until, later, once the meat and stuff has been cooked some. So we basically forget about those for right now, and we'll go back and we will cut some of the meat up. Last time I made this, I used ground chicken, and I just didn't like it as much as the times I've used whole chicken cut up into little chunks. Even though the sizes came out to be about the same, like the size of the chicken in the ground, it just wasn't as appetizing, I thought, didn't feel. We're gonna use about a pound of chicken, or you can use more if you want more or less, but I use about a pound. And for the bacon, which I'll cut up in a sec, is like 4 or 5 slices of the normal. I mean, it's just there to add a little extra flavor, and just the fact I love bacon, so how can you go wrong putting bacon in almost anything? With the bacon too, cut it up into smallish pieces. You don't have to cut it too small, but you don't want a whole stick of bacon in there. Okay, now we'll just throw the meat in, and then we can get back to cutting up the rest of the things. The meat should probably cook a little bit before, well, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cook it a little bit before we throw the vegetables in, so it is. You want to cook this on pretty low heat. Just, it's better to cook these things slowly than to cook them real fast and everything like that. And keep an eye on that while we're doing the rest. Move it around a little bit while we're doing it. Now we will get to the vegetables. Okay, so I like to use pepper in mine. A lot of recipes I've seen don't use green pepper or spicy peppers, but I don't know why. And now let's go in for the onion. You should, depending on how much onion you like, you might want to get a bigger one than this, or not a smaller one. You need some onion in there. Okay. So basically, just cut these up real nice and small. Or, no, it doesn't really matter how big they are. Well, it does, but we're gonna cook these along with the peppers in a moment. And we'll just put those in with right now. Get them off the plate. And finally, we're gonna cut up and put in the jalapenos. You really want to get some good kick into the chili. So now we can throw the veggies in. to the bowl, and then throw this in. Hopefully this won't be too terribly hot, but you know, even if it is, it's cool. And what I like to do now is throw a little hot sauce in to cook along with them. I like to make my things hot. And a little chili powder as well. Mix that around. There. You want this to be a flavor explosion. So that's gonna take a little bit, and might as well cut up the pineapples for when they come, but since they're already soft, they don't really need to be cooked that much. And I would do, I guess you could have just gotten pineapples in a chunk, because you don't want huge pineapple pieces in your thing either. So you may be asking yourself, why pineapple chili? And I thought it might be a crazy idea too, but if you think about it, I make my chili pretty spicy, and I like spicy chili, but I think the pineapple will add a sweetness to it that will go well. You know, spicy and sweet, they play off each other. They're complementary flavors. Okay, an integral part of any chili are the beans, and I use black beans, pinto beans, and red kidney beans, and I just use a can of each, you know, and wash them off, throw them in, and the red kidney beans are one of the most magical things. They have so many wonderful nutrients, and they lose a little bit from what I've read through the canning process, so that might be a good reason to use just the dry ones you get, let them re-moisturize. But like I said before, I've never been able to get them soft enough to actually use. So, and I also like using some corn in my thing because corn just tastes great. Okay, so now basically all we have to do is throw all the rest of the stuff in there, and then we'll let it cook for a while, and then it will be wonderful. So we're throwing in the tomato sauces, the corn, and the beans. Whoa!
Hello, Andrew.
Hi, Adam. This is my good friend Adam Ahmed. He's joining us today, and oh, and we forgot the pineapples. What made our chili, we almost forgot about. So now in goes the pineapples. Okay, now from here, we just let it sit and simmer. Okay, this is getting pretty close to done. Since most of the stuff we added in near the end was already cooked enough, cans. You basically just have to get it all heated up, and this looks like it is, pretty much. So, you know what? Let's spoon some of this out and see how it tastes. Now, he's gonna be our little taste person. So here you go.
I'm excited.
Well, wait for it. You want to get some nice, good juices in there. Okay. We'll go and see what.
Wow.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh! Victory!
Very subtle taste.
Yeah, subtle.
Yeah.
How spicy? Does the spicy come out good?
Yeah.
Is it spicy?
It's nice. It's not too spicy. It's nice.
Okay. Well, let's see. Get a chunk of the pineapple up in there with the next spoon. See how that goes.
Mmm.
You think it mixes well with the flavors?
Yeah, especially the spiciness. It's like the perfect accompaniment.
Now I'm gonna pour myself a bowl, and so thank you very much for being with us today, and I will see you next time on Hungry Like the Jones.